Hello everybody and welcome back. We're going to go back to 1969 to a band that I've been fond of. Not covered them a lot on the channel because they had, as with a lot of other channels, they've react the death out of the first three hits and move on, which is fine because they're massive and they've got lots of things, but I'd like to do a deeper dive. So we're going to go back to one of their earlier albums, which is the same self-titled album, Green River. And this is the song Green River by Creedence Clearwater Revival. So you have Doug, Tom, John and Stu. And there's a reason why I say it like that, because come 1970, let's get into it. Now, Green River, not the Green River person who dispensed of other people, not him. The Green River is in Kentucky. And there's maybe not criticism leveled at the band in the 60s. Maybe questions asked how they'd sing about things like Proud Mary, the Bayou, and this song, which makes specific references to geographical places that they hadn't been yet. They were a San Diego band, a California band, Cerrito, maybe in the Bay Area, I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But they didn't defend themselves, but it was John Fogerty who wrote this, was explaining, look, this was a real place where we'd go on vacation, but I was dropping in references, things I'd hear the rest of America talking about, which absolutely makes sense, right? You know, the Beatles, It's Been a Hard Day's Night, but they were like 20 when they had A Hard Day's Night, or back in the USSR, or Led Zepp when they did Going to California, or when they sing about Gollum, you know. So singing about places you haven't been to yet doesn't matter, but there was questions asked about it at the time, and this was released in 69, so they were quite prodigious. From 64, there's some history about this band, which if you're a Creedence fan you'll know, but they had operated under a different name from the UK label, which was not a good name at all. So they managed to reclaim it back to Creedence. So when they renamed themselves and relaunched themselves with their, I think they did it with Proud Mary, they were no longer the band which they'd been called the name before because of the UK label. They were just not having success. But from sort of 60, I think 66 onwards, up to 70, they became the second biggest band in the world. Yeah, and you know, that's some feat, but their music is beautiful. So let's focus on the music, wrap this up at the end, and stick with me, guys. I'll put a description in the video, more about the song and where it comes from. But yeah, if you just listen to it, let's pull it back a bit, listen till the end, and we'll wrap it up. Stick with me though, guys. Don't leave till the end. So the last verse, and they talk about old Junior took me over, said you're going to find the world is smouldering. Old Cody Jr., they're talking about Bill Cody, Wild Bill. And there's some references there about them making references to Wild Bill. But if you listen to the music, go and look it up, guys. It's really interesting where John Fogerty took his influences from. I think you can hear Howlin' Wolf, you can hear Muddy Waters, you can hear B.B. King, you can probably hear Robert Johnson. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with being influenced by those geniuses, trust me. There's no plagiarism, it's just beautiful influences of that sort of Delta blues style, the rock style that they infused it with. But they weren't the Woodstock band, although they headlined Woodstock and they were a major draw for Woodstock. I think they were the first major artists to sign for Woodstock. But they weren't a, drop out, tune out. They were a tune in working band. They worked their backsides off. So very interesting band, really interesting. I hope to get into more of them. Creedence fans, direct me around where I need to go. I know a little bit, but a little bit of something knowledge is a bad thing. I need to know more. But I love this song. You can hear it all. And it's really about just go back to the place you called home when things aren't well. Whether you go there in your mind or you go there physically, that's where you tend to go, to the place you call home. Yeah. Loved it, guys. Like, join, subscribe. Please, let's grow the channel together. I don't ask much. Until next time, take care.